when we brought back everybody who wanted to be here, we tried to build a culture based off of those people because they knew what they wanted. You know, we all knew what we wanted out of this team, what we could accomplish. So all it took was just, you know, a little shift in mindset, not worrying about outside noise, not worrying about what people think. If you lose a game, you lose a game, it's okay. You have however many more you have to play. Shift in mindset is really how I can, you know, summarize that up.
What do you think of Cowboy football's new profile picture?
It's interesting. I think I could have posed better for it, but no, I like it. I love the interaction. So give the fans something, you know, I don't know, something to look at, something new to look at or something like that, I guess. But no, it was pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty funny.
When you realized they were taking a picture of you, did you just default to that face?
Yes and no. I saw a camera and I just did a face. So that's a yes and no question. But yeah, I saw a camera. Robert Allen was talking to me, and you know, I saw a camera pan across my face, and I did a face because, you know, Bedlam win and all that good stuff. So yeah, it was pretty funny though.
How's it feel to be the best in Oklahoma forever?
Yeah, we get bragging rights for a while, but obviously us as football players, we can't use bragging rights. They're for the fans. So our fans are gonna have a great time with OU fans for the foreseeable future. And it feels amazing to know that we just won a game, in my opinion. So,
why can't you use bragging rights as a player?
You can. I mean, I guess if we're in close connection with OU players and, you know, we see them off the field and all that stuff, you know, walk past them, so we could say something. But you know, I'm talking in generality. You know, we're not going to be able to you know, get on Twitter and, you know, always say we're the best in Oklahoma and all that good stuff. You know, we got to keep our heads level and, you know, just continue to work. So.
Huge win on Saturday. OU had the ball down 3 with 1:46 left, so defense is out there. Mm-hmm. What's going through your mind as a defensive player in those final minutes?
You know, I'm really just hoping that, you know, all of us are locked in and keyed on our responsibilities because that's crunch time. You know, it's time for us to lock in and, you know, batten down the hatches and really win this game for our offense because they did a tremendous job going down and scoring. So, you know, it was on us at that point, and, you know, I realized that, and, you know, just go out there with the guys, and, you know, that's why I trust them so much because we're all on the same wavelength at all times. There's a couple of times where, you know, we might miss a fit or, you know, miss a coverage or whatnot, but, you know, when it comes time for crunch time, you know, we're all going to be on the same wavelength, and, you know, I'm proud of the guys for that.
4th and 5, Oklahoma from its own 46. 2 wide left, 1 right.
4th and 5, a minute left for the Sooners. What is going through your mind on that final play?
I'm dissecting their offense, so, you know, I'm just looking for, you know, any keys that I may have saw on film, you know, seeing, you know, where the tight ends are, backs are, see what type of play they're trying to run. But after that, it's just, you know, going out there and playing that down, you know, playing football. So, you know, when you see them roll out, you know, you're expecting, okay, it might be a rollout shot, or they might try and get a cheap one and try and pick up this first down, which is what they tried to do. And Dylan Smith came up and made a hell of a play. So, you know, all that stuff just running through my mind. And, you know, like I said, I'm glad Dylan stepped up and made that play.
Gabriel gets the ball, rolls out right, throws far side to pass is incomplete. No, Stoops caught it. He's tackled at the 49-yard line. The defense holds with 1:01 to play. OU only has 1 timeout. The defense comes up with a big stand. You might just be able to run it out, baby.
Dylan Smith, true freshman. You also had a key sack against Bedlam your true freshman year.
Yeah.
What does that say about your defense, these freshmen coming making big plays?
It says a lot. You know, these things I feel like they're expected from the guys on our defense because of just how much we push everybody on our defense through practice and, like I said, throughout the spring in these situations, you know, and how much we stressed how important they were. So seeing that for me came to no surprise, but it was just it was amazing to actually, like, see it happening in game in a big moment like that, you know, especially with a true freshman like that. So plays like that when you're a freshman they're fun for you for a while. They're fun for you for a while, but, you know, unfortunately for him, his came when we have 3 games left, and mine came at the end of the season. So, you know, there's a little more leeway for me to celebrate it for a while than his will be, but you know, he'll lock back in for these next 3 games. I'm sure he won't get too big-headed. He's dealing. You know, he knows he's a good player, and he knows he can make those plays all the time. So, it's gonna be a challenge for him to, you know, try and get that out of his head for a while though.
He'll be an Oklahoma State legend forever for that tackle. So, for the season, we talked a little bit about your switch to linebacker. You hadn't played a game yet. Now that you are 8-9 games into the season, how are you feeling about that switch?
I feel amazing. You know, there's obviously, it's a new position for me, so there's going to be growth still. But I feel amazing in terms of how I'm like reading offenses and filling out games throughout the game. So it's like I said, it's been amazing switch for me, and you know, I think it's, you know, going to continue to, you know, just build on my resume, and you know, anything I can do to help this team win, man, is, you know, it's a win for me. So,
what's been the biggest challenge of that switch?
I'd say probably, I mean, like I said, reading stuff, you know, because I mean, I'm learning every game, so I'm not going to be really keyed in on things like that early. It's going to take me a long time throughout the game to really process what's going on. So once I get that stuff keyed in early, and like once I'm able to read offenses early, that's when I know I'll you know, I did good in this switch. But yeah, man, reading offenses and keying in things that's probably been the most difficult.
What's the biggest difference from playing a defensive lineman to a linebacker?
Knowing that you can't go full speed all the time. You have to slow down a lot. There's not really slow down, but slow your brain down a lot. Because on the D line, everything's at you right now. You have a tackle coming to you, or you have something else coming to you. As a linebacker, you know, you're sometimes you have to wait, and then react. So learning how to slow down and when to slow down has been probably the most change.
As Jones takes the ball, fakes a handoff, back to pass under pressure. He is sacked back at the 29-yard line. It's a loss of 8. Nick Martin came on a blitz and got it.
What's it been like playing with Nick Martin this year?
Yeah, it's been amazing. Not only him, but Zay Benson. You know, those guys they've taught me a lot. And seeing Nick out there making plays is, I mean, like I said with Dylan, it comes as no surprise. We see that stuff all the time in practice. You guys just can't watch the film, but you know, if you pull up film from spring ball, you'll see the plays that he's making right now all the time. So it's been amazing to go out there and see him ball out for sure.
From the pistol, Bean gets the ball, fakes a handoff, he's back to pass, under pressure, hit, and he's sacked by Collin Oliver back at the 5-yard line, a loss of 11.
How old were you when you first started playing football?
I want to say about 7 or 8, something like that. I'll have to ask my dad, but I can't remember vividly, but I'll say about 7 or 8.
What other sports did you play growing up?
I played a lot of, I ran track and field. I tried to get into baseball, but that didn't work. And I played basketball a whole lot.
Tried to get into baseball, that didn't work. What do you mean that didn't work?
It was a tryout, and you know, I don't know. I don't think I was the best at baseball. You could put it like that.
It's a tryout. Did you not make the team?
I did not make the team.
And you never went back?
Never. I always, you know, I dreamed of going back. You know, maybe being like a pitcher. So I have an arm on me, so maybe I was just in the wrong position. But yeah, I haven't thought about going back though.
You were a pretty good track star, though, too. Did you do high jump?
Yes, I did. Going back to middle school, I ran 4x1 relays, and I did 100-yard dashes and 200-yard dashes, 4x2 relays. And then I transitioned to high jump and long jump in high school, and that's what that really took off. You know, I had a good run for that. But yeah, I did high jump and long jump and all that stuff.
When did you switch to football full time as your main focus?
I'd say my senior year. But that was the only year I could, because all those other years we had to be in 2 sports in my high school. You had to be. It was either, or if you were going to be, you had to be in wrestling and track. And you know, I wasn't wrestling. You know, that's a different sport. But you know, I enjoyed track a lot because I did it in middle school. So I was going to high jump and long jump for freshman, sophomore, junior year. And then that senior year is when COVID hit. And I knew I was going to leave high school early, so you know, I had no other choice but to fully focus on football. So I'd say my senior year.
When did you leave high school?
January of 2021 is when I left and came here. So yeah, that winter, yeah.
Why did you make that choice?
I just felt like it was the best for me, and you know, COVID did nothing but help. That decision made me rethink everything, and you know, being at home, my family, and all that stuff I had committed that year. And, you know, I just felt like it was the right thing to go in there and start early, see what I can do, see what I can get accomplished and do. So yeah, it just fastened things up. COVID fastened things up, and just making that transition was pretty easy from there.
What did you have to do to finish high school early in order to get all the credits you needed?
A lot of work. Can't remember the number of classes I had, but I know I had tons of classes every day. More than people who were graduating that summer did. So it was probably double the work going up until that winter. So it was just a lot of work. I can't vividly remember how many classes I had, but it was a lot.
You had offers from Georgia, Arkansas, Oregon, that team that we won't name. Why did you choose Oklahoma State?
Yeah, it's just the coaching staff really engaged with me real well, and I felt like a part of their family. When I was a little recruit, as well as just the culture here and the guys I knew here and what they had to say about the school. So all those things combined into one just made it a real easy decision, and I knew at the time I wanted to be close to home. That type of stuff, as of right now, is really important, as important to me as it was back then. But the hindsight, that really led me here as well, wanting to be closer to my family and all that stuff. So yeah, all that stuff was pretty much why.
Where's home?
Edmond, Oklahoma. I was born and raised in Oklahoma City, but moved to Edmond about middle school. So yeah, Edmond, Oklahoma is my home. You're
about 50 or so minutes away from home.
40 if you speed, but don't tell my mom I speed.
50 minutes away from home?
Exactly, yeah.
How often does your family get to come see you play?
They come to every home game. They haven't missed a home game since I've been here. And then they go to the away games if they can make, like UCF, who we're playing this week. They're not going to be able to make that. But they do a real good job supporting me. I'm blessed to have a family this close and this tight. It's amazing to see. So.
Were you an Oklahoma State fan growing up before you got into the recruiting process?
No, and anybody here would be lying if they said they were. I was an OU fan, surprisingly. But high school changed and all that good stuff changed, and just shift the mindset. When you're a kid, you just look at who's the best and you want to go there. So, but shift the mindset. Situations happen when you're a high school kid, and life happens, and you have decisions to make from that point. You can't choose who looks the best or who may be the best at the point in time. So you go to schools that you want to go to, and this is one of those schools. So.
That team, you grew up a fan of OU. Mm-hmm. You had a chance to play there. Mm-hmm. How difficult was it of a decision to not go to the team you grew up cheering for?
Yeah, it was a real difficult decision, but it's one of those things. Like I said, when life hits you, situations happen and stuff like that, you have to make the right decision for you, and if your mind's on right and you understand your situation and your circumstances, you can make the best decision for yourself. And this was the best decision for me. So.
Freshman year, we talked about your Bedlam heroics. The team also won the Fiesta Bowl and one of the biggest comebacks the school has ever seen, or that bowl has ever seen. Mm-hmm. Moved to last year, did not pan out the way people expected it to. Right. What did you learn about yourself in the 2022 season?
Just how easy it is to get caught up in other people's opinions and other people, what they say. Coach talks about it all the time, but you really never experience it until you have a season like last year. So seeing all that stuff pan out and, going into the winter, my mind really shifted a lot. And, I started thinking about things differently. I wanted to really see if we could figure things out here. So, coming back and then bringing all the guys that we had last year back that wanted to be here, it was real important. And guys are going to make transfer portal and all that stuff. Guys are going to make decisions based on this, like best decisions for themselves, and that's respectable, and it should be respectable for everybody. People shouldn't look down on people making decisions for themselves, but when we brought back everybody who wanted to be here, we tried to build a culture based off of those people because they knew what they wanted. We all knew what we wanted out of this team and what we could accomplish. So all it took was just, a little shift in mindset, not worrying about outside noise, not worrying about what people think. If you lose a game, you lose a game. It's okay. You have however many more you have to play. You know what I mean? And just shifting mindset is really how I can, summarize that up. So.
Talking about losing games, and earlier, or in the preseason, you said last year you guys didn't know how to handle adversity.
Yeah.
And again, your true freshman season, you won the Fiesta Bowl. What adversity did you really face? This season, start out 500, entering bye week. There was a lot of noise saying this team wouldn't make a bowl, they're not going to win again. How did you handle that criticism?
So it's so crazy how shifting mindset can really change your season, because I just said it. We lost the game last year and we didn't know how to handle it. We lose 2 games this year and we handled it extremely well. It's all in a changing mindset. There was nothing special that we did after that week besides shift our energy and change our energy. But that was just something that was needed from the first game. We didn't come out hot in any of those 2 first games, Arizona State or Central Arkansas. That showed itself big time in those 2 losses. So when we put the energy into all this stuff, and then, once we just continue to stay on this ride and, just continue to keep going, that's when everything shifted, and that's when we started going on this win streak. And, it's showing itself. It's really showing itself how strong we are mentally. So
This win is for all the Cowboys that have gone before us. For Terry Miller and Pat Jones and Jimmy Johnson and Bob Stanley and Barry Sanders and Leslie O'Neal, Thurman Thomas.
You mentioned the culture of this program. How would you describe the culture this season?
it's amazing. It's something that I've always wanted to be part of when I knew OSU could be. Guys, recruits that come here, we show them the place, and we tell them this is what we wanted our team to look like last year, and just building it. We're going to continue to build it up, but this culture, it's insane. It's player led. It's amazing to be a part of. So it's real cool. It takes a lot of chemistry and camaraderie and leadership, and we have all that this year. Those 2 losses, we're gonna waver our team, and we're gonna bounce back from it, because that's not who we were as a team. And it's showing itself this late in the season. So.
Is it different from your freshman season, the culture?
See, you asked that, but I genuinely cannot remember, because a freshman, you're just there. I was just there freshman. I was just playing, trying to play my role, which was to be quiet and go out there and sack package and get sacks. But now that I see all the things, like I see everything just happening right now, because I'm part of the team. You know what I mean? Freshman, I was part of the team, but I wasn't really there was a group of guys my freshman year who led our team, and I wasn't part of that group, but I was part of the team, if that makes sense. And this year I'm part of that group of guys who lead the team. So seeing everything for the first time is really cool. But you asked about freshmen, I couldn't see. I couldn't see our culture. It was there, obviously, but I wasn't paying attention to it. I was a young buck. I wasn't worried about culture. I was just trying to get playing time and all that stuff. You know what I mean? But I can tell you right now that our culture is amazing. So hopefully, I hope that this is how the culture felt my freshman year. So.
What's your message to the people who question this team entering the bye week?
Yeah, just to please keep doubting us, because we love it. We do not mean that lightly. If you don't believe in us, keep doing that, and if you believe in us, keep doing that as well. We're gonna ride with the people who ride with us, and we genuinely don't care about anybody else. So the people who are with us, and the people who aren't, they aren't. So.
You guys are in firm control of your Big 12 championship destiny. What would it mean to you to be in Dallas that first weekend in December?
Yeah, it would mean a lot. You asked that as well, and it's kind of hard to not look ahead to that stuff because of what we're doing right now. But we just have to keep punching the clock every day and keep understanding that could go away in an instant if we lose our train of thought. So keep punching the clock every day, keep working every day, and keep doing what we've been doing up to this point. And I feel like, we get that chance to go to Big 12 championship. I feel like we're going to take full advantage of it. So,
had a huge win over the weekend against Bedlam. That's the game circled on the calendar every year.
Yeah.
How do you not let that distract you from the next few games you have to play?
Keep punching the clock, doing what we've been doing. It's repetitive answers, but it's true. We have to live by it. because consistency is what keeps, is what keeps you afloat. It's what keeps you going. So, we just keep staying consistent and keep doing what we've doing up to this point. We'll be just fine.
24-hour rule.
Yeah, exactly. You get it out your system in 24 hours and you say goodbye to it.
So we're already focused on UCF.
Exactly. There you go. We have to be.
You hosted Cincinnati for homecoming a couple weeks ago. This is your first new Big 12 opponent at an away stadium. How are you feeling about going to a brand new school? It'll
be real cool to see what UCF's fan base is looking like. I'm sure it'll be a great atmosphere. UCF is a great team. We just can't take them lightly. We're gonna go out there and play like we've been playing these past few games. But I'm really excited to see what they have to offer. So
they're wearing their space uniforms, so this
really?
This uniform matchup should be a phenomenal one.
Justin will cook something up real nice. I'm sure he'll probably go all white this game. I wouldn't be surprised.
That's my guess, with probably the OSU brand is my prediction. Yeah. I think.
Now, I don't know if it's the orange number or the black number he'll go with, but I'm pretty positive it'll be all white.
Okay.
I have a good
if you had to guess, would it be the orange or the black?
I like the black.
You like the black?
If I had to guess I would want it to be the black. If I had to guess Justin, though, Justin's hard to read. I'm not gonna lie. So
he's a vault.
He's
exactly,
a
vault.
Exactly.
No, I like the all white with the black numbers is my favorite jersey.
That's my favorite.
I've decided after seeing them all.
Oh, yeah.
That's my favorite. My favorite look this year, though, was homecoming. That Pistol Pete helmet.
Oh yeah, that was nice.
A thing of beauty.
That was real nice.
Yes.
It was real good.
Yes. How does this season need to play out in order for you to consider it a success?
That's a good question. I'd say if as long as we continue to grow as young men and just continue to just strive to be better people every day, not only in football but outside of football, that'll be a successful season to me. The championship, Big 12 championships and all the wins are always nice, but I mean, you asked me freshman year and I'd say Big 12 championship for sure, but right now it's just I don't know. I feel grown when I say this, but it's just like seeing everybody grow every day is real cool. If we can leave this season as just better men and just better people in general, I feel like it'll be a success. Players and coaches, together, because I feel like we're all. You come to these facilities and you just feel like everybody's growing like every week. Now whether that's growing 10 years in one game because we're so stressed out, and it was a hard-fought game, or whether it's just growing a couple years a game, you know what I'm saying? You might see some coaches get new gray hairs or something like that, but I mean, just growing in general, as long as we continue to grow, just like I said, become better people, that'll be a real successful season for me, regardless of the outcome. And obviously, I'd love to, get a win in a bowl game. Now that I know we're bowl eligible, I'd love to get a win in a bowl game as well. So,
how have you grown from your freshman year to now?
I'd say I've just grown mentally a lot, physically a lot as well, but more on the mental side, because I feel I just see things differently now, and like that's part of growth. I'm sure. I'm not positive. I'm not an expert in growth, but I'm sure that's part of growing up, seeing things differently, becoming wiser and all that stuff. I really just say seeing things differently, from top to bottom, coaching staff, you schemes, defense, what offenses like to do, people, how people react to situations, how you can get people on board with certain things, just all that stuff, just changing mindset, changing your thinking. I feel like that's how I've grown.
What does this team have to prove?
We don't have to prove anything. We have a lot. We have a lot of talent on this team, and our fan base is amazing. It's proving. I wouldn't say proving. We don't have to prove anything to anybody. We just have to continue to just, like I said, just continue to grow. I say we'd have to prove to ourselves that we can grow for the rest of the year. That's what we have to prove. We have to prove that to ourselves, though, not anybody else. Just ourselves, and just continue to lock arms with each other, and just keep building as a team throughout the end of the season. I'll say that's what we have to prove to ourselves.
What do you hope your legacy is with Cowboy football whenever your time with the program comes to an end?
That I was a part of a great team this year, all my years in college, however long that may be. You know, that I was part of a great team. You know, that all the guys that I played with, you know, enjoyed playing with me. You know, all that stuff, man, it's real important to me. So, yeah, I'd say that's pretty much it.